I'm really excited. I've finally been selected for jury duty.
Oh, yeah.
My entire life, I've never been called. I've never gotten the letter in the mail. I'm curious if I'll get selected. This is an important part of trial, and Erik is figuring out on a trial that we have coming up which part he's going to do, if he's going to be picking the jury or doing the opening statements. Now, there's ways you can get jurors taken off the jury, and Erik's done a lot of this with jury work. Can you talk a little about jury selection and how important it is?
Oh, it's critical. Often the case turns on who serves on the jury in two respects. One is the particular views of the jurors as a whole, and also how strong a juror is. You can have 11 jurors out of 12 in a district court case who are sympathetic to victims of torts, victims of wrongdoing by companies, or victims of wrongdoing by a bad driver. You could have one person on the jury who's extremely skeptical of lawsuits, period, and believes that virtually all lawsuits are frivolous. And if that one person is a very strong-willed, determined person, he or she can sway all the 11 others to go in that direction. I've been on trials where a couple jurors were against us and 10 jurors were in our favor. And by the time the deliberations ended, the 2 had swayed the 10. So it's very important that you not only pick jurors who are going to be fair to your client, but that you make sure and you don't get to pick jurors. All you get to do is strike a minimum number of jurors that you think would be unfair. It's very important as you're deciding which jurors to use your very few strikes on, that you not just use them on jurors who are not sympathetic to your client's kind of situation, but jurors who are very strong-willed and not sympathetic, because they can sway a lot of other jurors.
Right, and Erik's mentioning it depends on the court how many, they call them strikes, that you get, where you can strike a juror from the pool. You'll get a number of jurors that are potentially on your case, and you have a handful. The number varies on how many that you can get rid of for just about any reason. I know you can't strike a juror purely because of a race-based reason. I'm sure there's other reasons I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
Well, you can't strike a juror based on the juror's race. You could certainly ask the court to strike a juror who was racially biased, and those are called strikes for cause, and you have an unlimited number of those. Any juror who it becomes clear cannot be fair, and the judge recognizes from the way the juror has answered questions that the juror can't be fair, the judge will strike for cause based on emotion of either side, and there are an unlimited number of those. In addition to your strikes for cause, each side gets what are called peremptory challenges, which is a minimum number, often it's 3, sometimes it's 6, of strikes that you can use on any juror you want, so long as you're not basing your strike on some kind of protected classification of the juror, like the juror's race or religion or something of that nature.
And what the attorneys are doing when they talk to jurors is looking to see if the juror will agree to apply the law fairly, or if he has some sort of a bias that would prevent the juror from doing so. For example, if it's a suit against Acme and you work for Acme, you're not going to be on that case. You can't be fair. Or if you have a lot of stock in Acme, they're not going to let you be on that case. That would be striking for cause. There could be, maybe you're just a fan of that company. You've got a bumper sticker for them. That's something that a good attorney will ask jurors, is like, hey, what kind of bumper stickers do you have on your car? Oh, well, I have one for Acme. Oh, so you really like the company. And then you would have to get into a discussion with the juror about whether, despite that they like the company, that they could be fair and apply the law, even if it meant hurting that company. The whole goal is to make sure that the only jurors that appear in a trial are going to be fair and apply the law.